In this video, I will demonstrate how to reconcile travel expenses. Once you've navigated to Internet Expenses in Ernie, you can begin creating an expense report by clicking the Create Expense Report button on the tab titled Expenses Home. As you proceed through the report, you will see 5 steps at the top, starting with a general information page and ending with a review page. To begin, start by verifying the cost center. The default cost center is automatically set in your personnel record with human resources. This can be changed if needed. Next, enter the detailed purpose of your expense report. We recommend entering something such as this. Next, select the appropriate expense template from the drop-down list. All expenses on the report will be charged to the associated object code number. Finally, enter the last name of a budget manager for the cost center as the approver. Once the budget manager has appeared in the search results, click on their name to enter their information into the field. When you're finished, click the Next button to proceed. You're now on the credit card transactions page. Here, select each credit card expense to be reconciled on this expense report. Notice there are more than 10 transactions in this list. To view more, you can click on the Next 10 link. Otherwise, when you are finished, click the Next button to continue. You are now on the credit card expenses page. On this page, you will select the expense type and record a justification for each transaction you selected on the previous page. Once the expense type and justification fields have been completed, you will need to identify the meal expenses and categorize them as personal. This will deduct these expenses from your per diem total. To do this, click the checkbox for each meal expense. Once all have been selected, click the Categorize as Personal button. These expenses will now be removed from the Business Expenses section. The screen will refresh and show you the remaining lines. You can perform this action again if needed. Your expenses are now separately identified as business and personal expenses. The personal expenses will be deducted from your cash and other expenses to be reimbursed. Click the Next button to proceed. You are now on the Cash and Other Expenses page. On this page, you will list any expenses paid with cash and complete the details for your per diem on the Per Diem tab. Under Receipt-Based Expenses, list any expenses that you paid cash, such as tips or tolls. When finished, click the Save button, then click the Per Diem Expenses tab. On the Per Diem Expenses tab, complete the meal details for your trip. After completing each line information, click on the Details icon. On this page, answer the question under additional information regarding meals to deduct. After the question has been answered, click the Generate Per Diem button. This will bring you to a line details page. Under the per diem calculation, click the checkboxes for the meals that were provided during your trip. Click Return to save details and return to the Cash and Other Expenses page. The cash and per diem totals now show on the tabs. Click the Next button to proceed. You are now on the Review page. Take note of the instructions on submitting the expense report confirmation page and receipts. After you've made sure all information entered into the general information, credit card expenses, cash expenses, per diem expenses, credit card expenses, and totals look accurate, click the Submit button to submit the report. After submission, you will see the expense report cover sheet. Click the Printable Page button to create a printer-friendly version of the report. Again, please be sure to read the submission instructions on how to submit your report and receipts. All receipts must be received for the report to be processed.